So welcome to our map guide to the map called Abbey, so called because it has an abbey right in the middle of it. The abbey's actually located on the 5-6 line round about E and F, and it's kind of cool. Abbey as a map's fun to play. It has 4 main attack lines. The first one is found on the 1 line and slightly on the 2 line. The next one is on the 5 and 6 lines either side of the abbey itself, and finally there's a river road which starts on the 8 line. What we're going to do with this map guide is give you ideas of where to go with different unit types. So let's start with light tanks. Light tanks are mostly going to dash down 5-6 and play in the abbey itself. Now be careful, get into the abbey, you can get backed into a corner and get certain death, but from there you can do some great spotting. If you're feeling super brave as a light, you could go down the 1 line, but I'd retreat really quickly, and I don't really think there's much point going down the 8 line at all. If you're a medium, well, you're also going to head to the abbey if you're fast enough, but you're also going to give some great coverage on the 1 line push for your heavies. There's also some neat stuff on the 4, 5 and 6 line round about E and F for some medium battling. TDs have a great time on this map. There's loads of places and they're pretty much mirrored. One of the most important places and fastest places you're generally going to find TDs is on J45, and its mirror up at B45. And what they're doing is they're guarding the road into the abbey itself. There's another one on the other side at J6 with its mirror at B6, same thing, guarding the road into abbey. If you're going to help your heavies, then make your way over to H1, and you've got a mirror up at D1. Now, I actually like the D1 space more than I like the H1 space because it allows you to roll around onto the 2 line. And if you're going to try and guard river, then you can start if you're at J8, or if you're feeling brave, push up to G8 if you're in the south. And if you're in the north, you're going to go to B8, and if you're feeling brave, make your way down to D8. But if you are a TD, careful for artillery. They know where you're going to be. Speaking of artillery, they're going to find a lot of love on the bottom line and top line. If you're in the south, you're going to be on the K line, usually anywhere between 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. And if you're in the north, pretty much the same thing. You're on the A line, and 2's a pretty good place, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and if you feel like it, 9. With artillery, all you have to do is decide which of the 2 core push lines you're going to guard. Are you trying to help your heavies out on 1, 2? Are you trying to guard the river road? And speaking of heavies, where should they go? Well, almost always the heavies head down the 1, 2 line, and then they have a big bust up on the 1, 2 line round about E and F, depending on which of those 2 roads they took. Some people take their heavies and charge down the river road, and when that happens, their team go crazy. River road and heavies generally don't mix, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try it out. Abbey is a fun and complicated map. There's way more to it than what we just covered, but this will at least allow you to stay alive. And we'll see you on the battlefield.